We've got some crazy Marvel news and leaks today about pretty much every single upcoming MCU movie, including the next Black Panther and Doctor Strange movie, crazy new information about Avengers Doomsday, and what Marvel's big plans are for after Avengers Secret Wars. Let's get into it. Before we get to all the different rumors and leaks, let's start off with some official news, which is that Ryan Coogler, the director of the first two Black Panther movies, has confirmed that he is currently working on Black Panther 3 and that it will be his next film. Which is kind of some crazy timing because just a few days ago, a film production website posted that Black Panther 3 was going to be scheduled to start filming in June 2026, as you can see, and that it was going to be titled Shadows of Wakanda, but the website's not the most reliable. Sometimes it just takes data from like random Facebook posts and stuff, so people just wrote this off. But I don't know, with Ryan Coogler now coming out a few days after and being like, yeah, we are working on it, maybe they are going to try to get this movie out in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. Who knows, because getting into the leaks now, we just had a report today that apparently a second Black Panther is going to appear in Avengers Doomsday, which would be absolutely insane. Now, obviously, a lot of people have been theorizing that they are going to cast Damson Idris as the next Black Panther. Now, I don't think anybody hated Shuri taking over the Black Panther mantle in Wakanda Forever. The movie performed decently at the box office. It made like $800 million actually, which is really good. The movie kind of had some mixed reviews overall, but I think Marvel Studios and the audience knows that if you want to keep Black Panther going in the future of the MCU, it can't be Shuri going forward. She's just not as good as a character as T'Challa was. I said this before, Kevin Feige already confirmed that Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to start as like a new soft reboot for the MCU, where they're going to kill off some timelines, maybe undo some things that they aren't happy with that they did after Avengers Endgame. So if you're going to replace Shuri with a new Black Panther, this is the easiest time to do it. You just introduce a new one in Doomsday, Shuri dies off in Secret Wars, boom, you're done. Now before we get to more leaks, some more official updates is that from the Hollywood Reporter, they're claiming that Avengers Doomsday is scheduled to have additional photography in spring 2026, so any extra reshoots they have to do or new scenes they want to add on, they're going to do then. And again, this movie isn't releasing until December 2026, so doing some reshoots and stuff is normal for a movie at this scale, and they'll have plenty of time to finish everything up. It's not going to be rushed at all, hopefully. But there will be no breaks for the Marvel cast, because the Hollywood Reporter is also claiming that Avengers Secret Wars is currently scheduled to begin then filming in summer 2026. So the second they're finally done with everything for Doomsday, all the additional reshoots and everything, right into Secret Wars, which again is coming out in December 2027. Now moving on, a new leaker, this is from the Nexus Point, they are claiming that Benedict Cumberbatch is now stepping up his involvement in Doctor Strange 3 and trying to really get this movie happening at Marvel Studios, and that he's actively searching for a fresh writer and director for the film, and that Sam Mendes is one of his top choices. If you're unfamiliar with Sam Mendes, here's some of the films he's done: 1917, some of the James Bond movies, so he has experience with more action-oriented things and dramas like Revolutionary Road and American Beauty. Apparently the plan as of right now is for this movie to begin production after Avengers Secret Wars finishes filming, which like I said is going to start in summer of 2026 and will probably go all the way until like the fall, maybe September, October 2026. So we're probably not going to see this movie until at least 2028, honestly. I mean, who knows? They could do a very quick production on this, obviously, since it's a smaller scale movie than the Avengers, so sometime between 2027 and 2028. But we know besides Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, in the next 3 years, we're probably going to see Black Panther 3, because Ryan Coogler said he's working on it, Doctor Strange 3, and then the X-Men reboot guaranteed after Avengers Secret Wars. And obviously, this filming date does imply that Benedict Cumberbatch is probably going to be busy in Avengers Secret Wars and filming that movie, so they can't start production on it earlier, because as of right now, he still is not confirmed to be in Avengers Doomsday, and there really haven't been any leaks saying that he is. But we can already kind of see Kevin Feige's plan that he announced a couple months ago, saying like, yeah, Secret Wars is going to clean things up going forward. We're going to focus on heavy hitters and have some really good franchises going forward. And we're already seeing that. Like, oh yeah, Black Panther 3 is now starting production. They're starting to talk about Doctor Strange 3. Get your heavy hitter characters that are still left in the MCU. Build up their solo films. Don't make us wait like 6 or 7 years. I can't believe I just said those two numbers, but in between sequels. Now, I briefly mentioned the X-Men reboot a few moments ago, and we do have some new leaks regarding this movie saying that Jean Grey and Cyclops will reportedly serve as co-leaders of the X-Men in the next MCU saga, and that Rogue, Gambit, Beast, Angel, and Nightcrawler may also join the team. Now, we know this movie is being directed by Jake Schreier, who did the Thunderbolts film. That has been officially confirmed, and he says it's going to focus on mostly younger versions of the X-Men, so them kind of newer into their mutant superhero lifespans here, probably like early 20s. I think the biggest thing to take away from this is that it seems like they're going to be giving us an X-Men team without Wolverine, which I honestly think is a good decision, because obviously Hugh Jackman as Wolverine was incredible, and I'm not saying we shouldn't have a new Wolverine, but I don't think he should be a part of the X-Men team right away. Maybe give him like a new Wolverine solo film. Now the big caveat to this is that they'd obviously have to move on from Hugh Jackman playing the character and recast him, which honestly I think it's going to be time to do after Avengers Secret Wars. Say goodbye to the past. Hugh was and is incredible as his character. I know it's an absolute money glitch, like Deadpool and Wolverine made so much money, but I don't think you can keep making him do this forever. You can't keep bringing back Toby and Andrew again a million times. It's not going to have the same effect. So give everybody their big send-off in Secret Wars. We know he's pretty much going to be in Doomsday because his stunt double literally posted from the set of the movie like an idiot. Because we all know that Marvel is planning on the X-Men being like their big team going forward in the MCU after Secret Wars for probably at least 10 more years. Like these are going to be like the new Avengers, and we're probably going to keep the Avengers going at the same time too because we like money. I think in order for this new X-Men reboot to succeed, you have to distance yourself from the past. You can't keep Hugh or any of the older actors around after these next two Avengers films. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. But what honestly might be the best out of all these leaks is that apparently the Russo brothers are going to oversee the overall story for the MCU's next saga following Avengers Secret Wars. We know this is going to be the end of the multiversal saga that has been a complete mess. But this is honestly kind of perfect. Like, do the Russo brothers make great projects outside the MCU? No, they really don't. But within the MCU, they've made Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. All of these are in like my top 7 MCU movies somewhere. Some of these are in my top 3, and even Winter Soldier is my favorite. And we don't even know if they're going to direct like the next big team up after Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, whether that's another Avengers movie, Avengers versus X-Men, or whatever. But I still think it's a great idea to have somebody else besides Kevin Feige kind of organizing the whole overarching story going forward. Obviously, the Infinity Saga that ended with Endgame seems so perfectly planned out from the beginning. All the pieces fell together perfectly. And now it seems like even though I'm super excited for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, I mean, they literally were planning on making completely different Avengers films a couple years ago with King. So everything is just kind of being thrown together and they're going to have to try to make it work. So until the Russo brothers let me down in the MCU, I'm really happy about this, and I really think they can cook with another overarching story starting fresh after Secret Wars. A bit of a smaller leak here, but the Cosmic Circus is reporting that Magneto is going to achieve the mutant utopia he's always dreamed of in Avengers Doomsday, and that he's fighting to protect it from new threats. I think there's 2 ways this could play out in the movie. The first is that they say, hey, this is actually what happened in the Fox X-Men universe, is that Magneto actually turned it into his mutant utopia. Or maybe Magneto somehow went to another dimension and just formed it there. But either way, whether it's the main Fox timeline or a different one, we know Doctor Doom is coming and absolutely ruining his utopia, probably going to kill off Magneto early on in this film, which would be crazy. But no matter how it ultimately plays out, I just really hope all these X-Men get a perfect send-off in Doomsday and Secret Wars, because like they have already had multiple endings. Deadpool and Wolverine was a tribute to them. Professor X has died like 5 different times in different movies, so it has to come to an end here, and hopefully it's a good one. Keeping it moving with some more kind of smaller scale leaks, apparently the Wonder Man TV show is going to feature some horror elements similar to WandaVision. Now, if you didn't know, Wonder Man is releasing all its episodes in January next year. From the first trailer and everything we've heard about it, it seemed like it was going to be more of like a comedy sitcom type of show, but apparently there's going to be some darker elements as well. Make sure to drop a like on the video. If you want to hear about Josh Brolin, the actor for Thanos, talking about returning in Avengers Doomsday, click the video at the top of the screen, or if you want to hear about a brand new DC TV show, click the video at the bottom.